5'9", 68 pounds. Real story coming out fresh out of Connecticut. 32-year-old stepson held captive by his stepmother for the last 20 years. Brutal incident. Stepson was found starting a fire to save his own life. Imagine this. You entrust your family to protect you, and here your family couldn't protect you, was putting you in harm's way.
This is regarding Kimberly Sullivan, correct?
Correct.
Right? She imprisoned her stepson for 20 plus years, and the only way he could get out is if he started a fire.
No medical attention, no friends, no schooling, no life whatsoever. Waterbury Police Chief Spagnolo stated, 33 years in law enforcement, and this is the worst treatment of humanity that he's ever witnessed. That is a statement in and of itself of how severe that this scene was.
Well, I mean, this is extremely intense considering the fact that we just found out that the biological mom gave up custody of her boy at a young age, and now she wants to reconnect with her son. So, interesting enough that you give up custody of your kid. You don't want to take care of him at 18 years old for whatever reason. But now, the fact that this is out in the news. Right
at least now he has his mother who's been identified, and he also has a half sister that's also out there. So perhaps maybe there could be a loving connection and he has some good part of his life to still come.
Also, what we just heard in the news is that the criminal defense attorney for Miss Sullivan is stating that allegations against her, she's claiming her as innocence. She's saying that she fed the boy that was held in captivity, treated him well. 5'9", 68 pounds. I don't know how well you fed the person.
I'd also like to see if that's a statement by them. I think the prosecution is going to want to say, all right, if this allegation started at around 11 years old for him, so presumably, where's the school records? He should have went to school.
Where are any records?
And for 7 years, when somebody in school have said, hey, he's a little bit underweight, let's get him to a doctor. So I'm assuming, again, with
nothing exists,
that there's nothing exists as far as school records, that maybe he wasn't even going to school. But I could be wrong. There's evidence to still come, and we'll see. And these allegations need to be proven by the state.
Absolutely. I think we're dealing with kidnapping, assault, unlawful restraint, cruelty to persons, reckless endangerment.
False imprisonment.
False imprisonment. This woman is going to be going through the justice system, and
so she's not going to be PTA Parent of the Year.
No, definitely not. I don't know what her criminal defense attorney is going to argue here, but the fact that somebody was held captive and to this extent is
inhumane.
insanity.
It's severe neglect all over the place. A person like this, there's so many nice people in the world that attempt to have kids and unfortunately can't have kids, and then there's people like this that are blessed to have a child in their life and they don't do the right thing. And it's so sad and unfortunate because you can't get back stolen time. And this poor man had 20 years stolen of his life.
Listen, I'm glad he made it out alive. I'd like to see how he's going to be able to recover. I mean, there's something called Stockholm Syndrome where the captive starts to have some sort of appeal for their capturer. I don't know if that's the case. Obviously, he started a fire to escape. But, how long, why did it take him so long to try to escape? Has he tried to escape before? How was he held captive? These are all facts that we're going to find out.
Where's the father? Right, where's the father? Where's the rest of the family?
I think he passed away, but yeah, where's the rest of the family?
I mean, this kid existed prior to being held captive beginning at 11. Did she fake his death? Did she say he went to, another country? I mean, how did she get away with it, at least in the beginning? Yeah, we have so many unknowns,
Because even school, if you don't show up to school, there's an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way,
a lot of people dropped a lot of balls there.
By the way, what do? You handcuff this kid to a bed or something for 20 years?
Radiator.
This is like every horror movie you've ever seen, and again, the prosecutor here has got their hands full, but it seems like an open and shut case.
Now, if this man was 11 years old by the last time he had any social interaction for real, had you just let him back out to society? Because I think there would be a lot of mental health issues that are going to come out of this. And and again, he didn't do it. He's innocent. He didn't do anything wrong. But is he safe to be around other people, or is he going to have all this rage built up for the last 20 years and do something that could hurt people?
I think he's going to have a lifelong of psychological issues, but hopefully he get medical treatment and deal with therapists to work his way back into society. And look, maybe he's young enough to where he could shake it and get back to living a normal life. I mean, that's the hope here. But this lady's gonna be going to jail for a very long time.
I don't know, man. 20 years in captivity in one room. I don't know. I don't know how that flies. I don't know how this guy recovers, all the schooling that you missed, the friendships, the connections, all that stuff. And again, the family, I mean, I can't, we got to blame her, right? This is all alleged, right? But we got to blame her. But where's everyone else?
How about the neighbors? Like, the neighbors,
how do the neighbors not have any idea? I mean, not their fault, but I mean, there's got to be there's more to this, right, that we don't have yet. And I think we'll definitely provide updates when we get them and when they come out.
Because I would love,
it's an interesting topic.
Because again, they're living in Connecticut, right? And I'm thinking Connecticut's pretty dense in population. Like I don't think it's so far spread, but I don't know where this house was.
Yeah.
But doesn't
Waterbury,
this woman, wouldn't you assume that this woman, Miss Sullivan, Kimberly Sullivan, had to at least go to work for some hours of the day? So when that's happened, he can't scream or ask for your help. I mean, I don't know. Again,
listen, we don't know where this could have been a room in the basement, and they could have been on an acre of land where you don't hear anything. I mean,
that's right.
You could have sound machines going all day long. I mean, the reality of it is that the prosecutor now has to see what evidence is admissible. How are we gonna, stick this lady in jail for a very long time? What are the sentencing guidelines for each one of these crimes? What are we gonna do in order to make sure that this woman never sees the light of day again, if that's what the prosecutors are going for? Is there a life sentence for this type of act, right? Between the kidnapping and the inhumane treatment and all of these things, right? How many years is she going to be sentenced for?
I'm just baffled at how long this went on. That's 1 or 2 years. You could say, all right, it's understandable. But 20 years, years. It's not understandable for a minute, but how does nobody find this out? Like Josh was saying, no family looking for this boy,
There's situations out there. People don't have family. Maybe the father passed away, and this was the only, remaining relative in the family. And obviously, this woman, Kim Sullivan, is severely sick as well. What was she doing all day long?
On
right?
Netflix, we have a new show for you to write because this will be on Netflix in a few months.
Kimberly Sullivan being prosecuted in Connecticut for kidnapping of her stepson after 20 years being held captive. Tune in. This is definitely newsworthy. You're going to see this all over the internet. Definitely going to be an interesting topic to follow. And I'm hoping this is a televised trial so that way everybody can see what's going on and everybody can follow along.